Welcome, curious minds, to a delve into the depths of darkness and the arcane. Today we embark on a chilling journey through the annals of Christian demonology to discover the sinister beings that lurk in the shadows of biblical lore. These aren't your typical demons, they are the ones you definitely don't want as friends. Join us as we unearth the secrets of these malevolent entities and their dark influences. My name is AJ Spatola with Most Amazing, and these are the top 10 biblical demons you don't want as a friend. Starting off with the most obvious, at number 10 is Satan. Satan, a name that echoes through the ages as the embodiment of all evil, but it's crucial to understand that he didn't start off as a demon. Well, he began as a cherished creation of God, an anointed guardian cherub. Yet pride and wickedness led to his fall from grace. Now let's clear up a common misconception. Satan doesn't reign over hell, he's prisoner there. He shares the same abyss with other sinners who defied God. Satan is the dark force lurking in our world, tempting us to forsake righteousness. And so in essence, Satan's influence resides in evil. If you're enjoying this video so far, you can support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Most Amazing, and ringing that notification bell. At number 9 is Legion. Legion, a chilling figure in biblical lore, exemplifies a harrowing manifestation of demonic possession. His name is derived from the Latin legio, which signifies a multitude, reflecting the multitude of malevolent entities that's ensnared within him. A man once recognizable, now reduced to a vessel of darkness. Legion sought refuge amidst tombs, haunted by relentless crimes and self-inflicted wounds. The eerie juxtaposition of life among the deceased paints a vivid image of his torment. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus' encounter with Legion unravels. He asks the simple inquiry, "What is your name?" which unveils the truth, as Legion's reply resonates with dread. "My name is Legion, for we are many." Jesus, in a remarkable display of divinity and authority, commands the spirits to depart with the single word, "Go." The malevolent forces obey, fleeing into a swineherd that runs into the sea, a startling testament of the destructive power of these biblical demons. At number 8 is Molech. While not expressly labeled a demon, worship under his banner raises grave concerns. The Old Testament equates worshipping Molech with demonic acts. Now this god's origins remains murky, but it's believed to have arrived in Canaan via the Phoenicians. Molech belongs to a macabre list of demons that we should shun. During King Solomon's reign, Molech worshipped Peak, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of misguided devotions. People sacrificed their own children to this demon they mistakenly revered as a god. Molech, a grotesque-looking figure, is depicted as a minotaur-like being with a fiery belly. God unequivocally bans Molech worship specifically. Molech is a ruthless warrior among fallen angels, driven by a reckless desire to wage war against God, showing no regard for human life's sanctity, as you can definitely tell with the sacrificing of little people. At number 7 is Asmodeus, a figure notorious in demonology. As a prince of demons in hell, he's described in Judeo-Islamic lore as ruling over the demons of hell. His main stage, however, is the Book of Tobit, where he plays the villain. Asmodeus has also been described as the embodiment of lust, according to other demonologists. This reputation sticks out throughout history, earning him titles like the Prince of Lechery. But it doesn't stop at ancient texts. He pops up in Talmudic legends and Islamic references, even the mysterious puppet in the Quran. And there's even this 16th century twist. He's the overseer of earthly gambling houses and the bureaucrat of tables in hell. So if you were to pick a biblical demon to avoid befriending, Asmodeus is definitely at the top of the list. At number 6 is Baal. A name echoing through ancient texts and religious traditions, he's a figure you certainly wouldn't want as a friend. In the Hebrew Bible, it's a term thrown around quite a bit in reference to various Lebanite deities, sometimes applied to Hadad, who's dismissed as a false god. In Christianity and Islam, it morphed into Beelzebub, a notorious demon. The Canaanite priests of Baal are infamous, particularly in the first book of Kings. Jezebel, in her bid to introduce the worship of Baal of Tyr, caused quite a stir in the Israelite capital, Samaria. One memorable showdown occurred when the prophet Elijah went up against Jezebel's priests. It ended with Yahweh's heavenly fire consuming Elijah's soaked altar, while Baal's sacrifice remained unlit. Notably, the priests of Baal didn't fare well, paying a heavy price for their devotion to this dubious deity. The rituals involved incense and spiritual vestments, painting a picture of fervent devotion to a being you'd probably rather avoid. At number 5 is Beelzebub. When it comes to biblical demons, Beelzebub is also known as the Lord of the Flies. He's not so friendly. This demon has quite the resume in the theological world, often being equated to Satan himself. In the realm of demonology, Beelzebub holds a prominent spot in the 7 deadly sins, or princes of hell, symbolizing the sin of gluttony and envy. The origins of Beelzebub trace back to the Philistine god worshipped in Ekron, known as Beelzebub. The name sparked some intriguing debates. Some believe that translate to Lord of the Flies, possibly connecting the deity deity to repulsive creatures that swarm our world. Others argue that it could be the lord of the heavenly dwelling, and that Beelzebub was a derogatory term coined by the Israelites. Regardless of its etymology, the association between Beelzebub and flies in ancient texts suggests a rather unpleasant character to befriend. At number 4 is Belphegor. Now, if you're gonna befriend any demon on this list, it better be this guy, although I wouldn't recommend it. In the realm of biblical demons, Belphegor emerges as a multifaceted figure, often underestimated due to his intriguing duality. In Christian demonology, he is no ordinary demon. He's the Lord of the Gap, associated with ingenious discoveries. However, the allure doesn't stop there. Belphegor possesses a cunning talent for seducing individuals by tempting them with inventions, promising wealth and success, subtly stalling their spiritual growth. Notably, the auxiliary bishop and fervent witch hunter Peter Binsfield connected Belphegor to the sin of laziness. According to Binsfield's classification of demons, Belphegor reigns as the chief demon of sloth in Christian tradition. This makes him a truly treacherous companion for those seeking spiritual purity. In the annals of demonology, Belphegor remains an enigmatic figure embodying both creative potential and the insidious temptation of indolence. At number 3, the beast and the false prophet from the book of Revelations. The first of 2 beasts emerged from the sea and is sporting 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast itself took the form of a leopard with bare paws and a lion's mouth, with one of 7 heads having a distinguishing wound which looks as though it should have been fatal, but the wound is healed and the head was very much alive. The heathens of the world marvel over this beast, who is given the power and authority to rule over all of mankind and talk a bunch of smack about God in the apocalypse. Next, another beast emerges from the earth, but this one's only got 1 head. Widely regarded as the false prophet or the Antichrist, though John never explicitly says so. This beast is described as having 2 horns like a lamb, but the voice of a dragon. The second beast, which I'll just call the Antichrist to make things easier, performs miracles for mankind and is given the authority to command on behalf of the first beast. And so the Antichrist commands people to build a statue of the first beast and breathes life into that statue, allowing the statue of the first beast to speak and demand that all those who refuse to worship the image of the beast to be executed. It also forced everyone, young and old, rich and poor, the free and the enslaved, to receive a mark either on their right hands or foreheads so that they could not buy or sell things unless they had the mark of the beast. And that, ladies and gents, is where the number 666 comes from. At number 2, Abaddon the Destroyer, the Angel of the Abyss. You can't quite have a biblical end of days without a swarm of locusts tearing it up. Well, I mean, to call these things locusts is a bit of an understatement. It's more like a swarm of tiny demons. Let me explain. Essentially, with the sound of the 5th trumpet, a star falls to earth, creating a bottomless pit from which smoke rises like a gigantic furnace to darken the sun and sky a second time. From this smoke, locusts with scorpion stingers and human faces and hair with lion's teeth dressed in tiny iron chest plates. Editor, can you pull up a depiction? Good lord, look at that. Gotta love the biblically accurate. The locust abomination are joined by their leader, the Angel of the Abyss, who's referred to as Abaddon in Hebrew and Apollyon in Greek. Apollyon meaning destroyer and Abaddon translating either to destruction or doom. Yeah, not the kind of angel you'd want to bump into. And speaking of evil angels, at number 1 are the 4 angels of the Euphrates River from the book of Revelations. Now, we're not given many details about these particular angels, other than the fact that they've been held captive at the ancient river, which serves as the boundary between Azria and Israel. Now, they don't behave like demons, and considering demonic spirits are just angels who've turned to the dark side, calling the beings bound to the Euphrates angels seems like we're giving them a bit more credit than they deserve. At least the last dude was literally named Apollyon. Anyways, the role these 4 angels play once released is to unalive a third of all mankind through a vast cavalry of unfathomable magnitude. Now, of course, it wouldn't be the book of Revelations without some terrifying amalgamations, so naturally, instead of riding regular old horses, the army of mounts are depicted as having snake tails and lion's heads, which breathe fire, smoke, and sulfur. Because why not? As we conclude our exploration, remember that these stories of demons serve as cautionary tales, urging us to resist the temptations that may lead us astray. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey, and until next time, stay vigilant and keep the darkness at bay. As always, if there's a biblical demon you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ with Most Amazing, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later!